those of you who have already purchased my deck, thank you so much. What a gift to me and a gift to yourself as well. For those of you who are still thinking about it and wanting to watch the video first, I'm glad you're here. Okay, let's take a moment to get started. And to get started, what we're going to do is get grounded. So take a moment. If you can, stand up. I love to do that, but I can't right now. I'm kind of locked into where I'm sitting to record. So I want you to take a moment and put your feet on the ground. If you can't stand up, that's okay. Just put your feet on the ground. If you can stand up, you can do the full motion too. So that'll be great. I'll walk you through it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some cleansing breaths to help us get centered in our space. Would also be great if you want to take a moment, put this video on pause, and grab yourself a mug of tea. That's something that's very grounding for me. And I hope it will be for you as well. So let's get to it. Okay, feet on the ground. If you're standing up, when you breathe in, you're going to raise your arms up above your head. And as you exhale, you're going to ragdoll down and exhale audibly as well. For those of you who are seated, you can use your arms if you like, but it'll be a little bit harder to ragdoll down. So I'm seated, so you can watch me. Let's take a nice deep breath in and exhale. I like to make a lot of noise, pushing out all of the things that are no longer serving us in this day, and breathing in all of the goodness and all of the centeredness that we want to bring into this moment, into the time that you're sitting here with me. So let's do it again. Deep breath in. Arms up. If you're standing, you can ragdoll down on your exhale. One more. Inhale up. And exhale. And let's take a moment to be with that. And notice how it feels in your body to have pushed out what no longer serves you. Okay, is everyone nice and centered? Good. Let's go. Okay, so my name is Gina Louise, and I am the creator of the You Are the Oracle deck. I'm also a psychic intuitive, and let's talk about my mission. We'll get that out of the way. So my mission and all of my energy work is to guide you to your own beautiful wisdom. That beautiful wisdom that you've accumulated over this lifetime and all of your lived experiences. And in my belief, your past lifetimes as well. All of that wisdom, all of that knowledge is held deep within you. You use it every day, but you may not be remembering all of it. And so my mission is to help you to remember, to help you find the ways that you can open up to your channel and tune in and bring it forward. Every single one of us is intuitive. Every single one of us is psychic. It's just a matter of tuning in and remembering. My deck is here to help you with that, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Oracle cards. Let's start there. I created an oracle deck because I believe oracle cards are a great entry-level way to help guide you into your intuition. I use oracle cards every day. I use tarot cards too, but we're talking about oracle cards. So, oracle cards can be used in two different ways. You can just use them for guidance, or you can use them as a divination tool. I would say I use a combination of both. One of my favorite oracle decks is the oracle deck created by Colette Baron Reed called Animal Spirit. I'll bring that in a little bit for you. It's a beautiful, soft, gentle oracle deck. I love the illustrations, and I love that it's tied to animals. Animals And animal totems are a really big deal for me. All of my spirit guides have animal totems, and I'm very drawn to the messages that they bring me and the wisdom that each animal spirit carries. And this deck helps to put you in touch with that. When you start using an oracle deck on a regular basis, what starts to happen is you start to develop your own intuition. You start to take that moment of stillness, that moment of reflection, as you focus in on the card, the images in the card, and for some of you, when you read the guidebook. Now, I rarely read the guidebooks. I read the cards intuitively, but I've also been using this particular deck for a really long time. So I'm not always called to use the guidebook any longer. What starts to happen with regular use of any of these modalities, whether it's an oracle card or a tarot deck, is those images that come up in those cards start to become a part of your language, part of your signs and symbols library, if you will, that help you to integrate what and help you to understand and translate the many messages that are coming to you from the universe all day long. So, for example, I go for morning walks just about every morning. It's one of my favorite ways to connect not only with myself, to find stillness and joy in being outdoors, but it's also a great way for me to receive messages. Some of the most important intuitive messages or psychic hits that I receive are when I'm outside walking in nature. So, again, tying it back to this oracle deck, the Animal Spirit Oracle deck. Now, when I see animals, so for example, squirrels, there's a squirrel card in this deck. So when I see squirrels, that brings me a certain message. Because I have been using this oracle deck for so long, I know that this card, Squirrel Spirit, I'm going to bring it in for you, is reminding me to believe in myself. I call this card the squirrel with the big nuts. Yeah, that's what I call it. So anyway, when I see a squirrel cross my path when I'm out on my morning walk, it's a message from spirit. It's a message from the universe. It's a message to my higher self or from my higher self to believe in myself. This is one of the things that starts to happen when you start to open to your own inner wisdom. And oracle cards are a great way to do that. Using oracle cards, there's no right or wrong way to use them. I'm going to say that again. There's no right or wrong way to use an oracle deck. Most importantly, follow your own intuition on how to use the deck. As I've already mentioned, there are two different ways that I'm aware of to use an oracle deck. One is just for the guidance that it brings you if you're reading the deck, and the other is as a divination tool. And again, I use it as a combination of both. Getting started with an oracle deck, any oracle deck, just open the deck, find a time to be still. I do oracle readings for myself. Well, a combination of tarot and oracle readings every morning. I use the tarot to check in on the energies of the day, and I use the oracle cards as guidance. My nighttime card, and I draw a good night card too, and I use this deck, the Animal Spirit deck. My nighttime card is informing me more about the energies of the day tomorrow. I ask, what do I need to know before I go to sleep? Think of your question when you're using an oracle deck. So in my morning readings, it's show me the energies of the day and what guidance do you have for me in this day? And at nighttime, I ask for the good night card. What do I need to know before I lay me down to sleep tonight? That's how I ask. And then, however you want to do it, and this is entirely up to you, shuffle the deck, divide the deck out, and I'm shuffling right now. and decide how you want to draw the cards. You want to draw one card? You want to draw multiple cards? I have a very long, drawn out process for pulling oracle cards. And the way I do it is I keep shuffling the deck. And when I shuffle, I cut and I see a card that's facing up towards me in my left hand. And every time I shuffle and cut the deck, and I'm going to do it again, and I have another card in my left hand, the one that's facing up. So the right hand, the deck is facing down. The left hand, the deck is facing up towards me. For me, whatever card appears 3 times in my very long shuffling process is the card that I'm meant to have. But that may not be how it works for you. How it works for you, maybe you just draw from the top of the deck. Maybe you're drawn to drawing from the bottom of the deck. Sometimes I hear, when I'm having my moment of stillness and reflection as I'm getting ready to do my readings, sometimes I'll hear a different way to pull it. Sometimes I'll hear pull the 7th card in the deck, pull the 9th card in the deck, pull the 11th card in the deck. Those are all numbers that are meaningful to me. And sometimes that's how I pull it. Most often, though, I will keep shuffling the deck until I see a card come up 3 times. Once you've pulled your card, and it's so funny, I just pulled from the top of the deck. It was the squirrel with the big nuts again. Look at that. Synchronicities. I love it. So once you pull the card, you have a decision to make. Do you want to read it intuitively? So for this one, I don't feel like I need to read the guidebook, but you may, and that's okay. So open up your guidebook and see what the message has to say for you. The most important thing to remember in anything having to do with your intuition, whether you're doing a reading for yourself with oracle cards or tarot cards, or someone is doing a reading for you, all of these things, the one thing they have in common is you and your resonance. In any of these modalities, if it does not resonate with you and for you, then you can leave it aside. So let me say this again. Your intuition is what matters most in all of these modalities, all of the modalities of helping you remember the inner wisdom within you, helping you access that inner wisdom. You can do this on your own. But when you do have a reading, when you do work with someone like me, for example, who does psychic readings, intuitive readings, and energy healing as well, what we're able to do is we're able to read energy. We're able to sense energy, and we're able to pull a thread from the tapestry of you. And when we do that and we surface it to you and bring it back to you, when you have that aha moment and you have that wondering, how did she know that? How did he know that? It's you. We're just helping you remember that. When you remember, when you have that moment, that aha moment, that's your remembrance. We're not telling you anything you didn't know already. These oracle cards are not telling you anything you didn't know already. You just may have forgotten, and we're helping you to remember. Does that make sense? Okay. That's the introduction to oracle cards. What does it mean to be called? Let's go there for a moment. What does it mean to be called? It means that your intuition, my intuition, was calling me. And it was asking me or inviting me, it's really an invitation, to create something that would help fulfill my soul's purpose and mission. My soul's purpose and mission, again, is to help others awaken to that beautiful wisdom within them, to help them recognize the beautiful energetic being that they are, to help them to recognize that it's all energy and you have access to it. You have access to it just like I do, and just like any other psychic intuitive. You have this access. So, what does it mean to be called? It means that there's something kind of scratching at the back of your brain that's not letting you go. It's an invitation. It's not loud. It's not angry. It's not mean. It's not beating you down. But it's something that keeps surfacing up over and over again as an invitation. You have free will. You don't have to do it. But your soul is guiding you to something that will help you step up, to help you expand. That's what a calling is. It's your soul's urge, your soul's gentle nudge, guiding you into your expansion. I had never really painted before I sat down to do this deck. It was a stretch for me. And I have learned so much in the process. And it has given me so much joy. Whether my deck resonates with you or not, it has given me great joy. And it has contributed to my expansion in ways that I could never have imagined. I never could have imagined that I was here talking to you. That I would be here talking to you and telling you about oracle cards. Never would have imagined it. But when you tune in, you too can step up and expand. It's this expansion process, these things that make us uncomfortable, that help us to grow. So a calling is your soul's urge, invitation into taking that next best step. And I did it, and I'm glad I did. So, all of us are intuitive. All of us are psychic. All of us are energetic beings, which means that we have access to the energy all around us. Everything is energy. Energy never dies. That's how mediums like myself can do the mediumship work that we do. Energy never dies. Your intuition is guiding you every day. Your intuition guided you to find me and find my oracle deck and find this video. But let me give you a better example of your intuition at work. This happens to me all the time. I'm a swimmer. I do something every morning, walking in the woods, going swimming. And each morning when I go out to swim, and it's an early morning when I go to swim, 6:30 a.m. swimming lane, I pack my swim bag. I step out my condo door. And probably more often than not, I have this feeling that I forgot something. And I know when I have that feeling that I most certainly did, and I have that sense and I feel like I forgot something. Sometimes I'll remember, sometimes it jogs me enough. It jogs my memory and my intuition enough. My intuition is the one that's saying, hey, you forgot something. Sometimes it jogs my memory enough at that early hour with not enough coffee on board that I remember, and I can go back to my condo unit and I can grab what it is I forgot. Other times I'll have this kind of nagging feeling. And again, it's not mean. It's just something you know. And I'll get to the gym and sure enough, I'll have forgotten something. Sometimes it's something pretty important. If I forget my goggles, well, there's no swimming. Other times it's less important, but sometimes embarrassing. I won't go into that one. Anywho, so that's an example of your intuition at work. Other examples might be your intuition guiding you to take a different route to work one day because something doesn't feel right. And you take a different route to work and you discovered that your regular route had a terrible traffic jam and would have delayed you 30 minutes. Other times it's as simple as your intuition guiding you away from eating something that wouldn't be good for you. Just knowing something that you reach for on the regular probably isn't so good right now. So you're using your intuition every day. It's a part of you. You're reading energy. Me feeling like I forgot something is noticing the absence of that energy, the absence of the energy of my goggles. Everything has an energetic vibration. And some part of me, the part of me that reads that energy, felt the void. All of it. Oracle deck is called You Are the Oracle because you are indeed the Oracle. You carry so much wisdom within you. And this deck is inviting you to remember that and have it reflected back at you. So, my Oracle deck, you are the Oracle deck. Everything about this deck when I created it is intentional. You'll notice it's a very simple box. It's black and white. I wanted it to be gender neutral. I am a mother of 2 sons. And I've been walking in the world of mysticism, spiritualism, esoteric knowledge for some time now. And I've noticed that it's predominantly women. So I wanted to create something that could also appeal to men. So it is gender neutral. That's very intentional. The other thing that's intentional about this deck is that it's relatively small. So if I look at Colette Baron Reed's deck here, my favorite deck, and I put it down, I think it's a 68 card deck. That's a pretty big deck. That's bigger, I think, than usual even. It's a 68 card deck. My deck is intentionally small because I'm asking you to do some work with this deck. And I didn't want it to be too overwhelming. So those are very intentional things that I did when I created this deck. So front of the deck, back of the deck, and you can see it's telling you it's a 22 card deck, and it tells you a little bit about me. I'll read that for you in case you don't have the deck yet. Gina Louise is a lifelong student of spirituality and self-discovery, an energy healer, intuitive guide, and intuitive artist. She is devoted to helping others reconnect with the wisdom already within them. Blending her IT career with her spiritual calling, yes, I work in IT by day, Gina embodies the balance of the practical and the intuitive. And above all, I'm a mother of 2 sons, walking the path of spirit alongside everyday life. I want to tell you that if I can do this, you can do this. So let's take a look at the deck. Once you open your box, you'll see that you have a guidebook. And I created this, guidebook very intentionally as well. It's kind of in a journal format so that you can write in it. So if we take a look at a guidebook from a typical deck, it's a small book because it's been written for you. My guidebook, another intentional thing, again, is like a journal. So you'll have your guidebook and you have a pouch with the cards. So let's get familiar with the guidebook. I'm not going to read all of it to you, so don't worry. But I love the opening page and I love the Rumi quote that's inside it, so I will read those. You are your own North Star. You are your own best guide. You are the oracle, and I invite you to journey into your own inner wisdom. So, getting further into the guidebook, and I'm going to go on to that Rumi quote as well. We are stars wrapped in skin. The light you are seeking has always been within. Another very intentional thing about my deck is the use of quotes. The first one was mine. This one is Rumi's. The guidebook. You have the Welcome Beautiful Seeker page. That's just my welcoming you in. You have a page that's about the artwork. And you have the Getting Started page, where I give you some steps to get started with the deck, which we will go through in a moment. And then I also give you some steps on how to use your deck. Then you have the Card Navigator. So the Card Navigator, because the cards are not numbered, I could not create a book like Colette Baron Reed has done and have them appear in numeric order. So I gave you a Card Navigator. And so you can find each card using the Card Navigator pictorially by the images. And then you get started with the book. And each image from my deck, each one of the cards has a page where I'm trying to get this so you can see it. But you have the image that will be on the card. And then you have the card word. You have the card number. And then you'll have a page where you, for each one of the cards, you can write down what your keywords or your quote is, your one-liner, or your message, and your message. So what you're being invited to do is to create your own personal meaning making for each one of the cards. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. So I'm just continuing to go through the booklet. So each one of the cards has a page. And then towards the back of the book, we have some appendices. And we're going to walk through this together too, but there is an open the channel meditation so that you can get still and open your channel to receive your guidance and wisdom. I also have a page dedicated to the number vibrations. So numbers speak very loudly to me. Numbers have their own energy. Maybe some of you have heard of angel numbers. Angel numbers are 333, 888, 222, 444. Those speak very loudly to me. Numbers in general speak very loudly to me. So you're invited with this deck to assign a number to your card as well. And so I've given you the basics of the vibrations of the numbers and what they mean. And then I've given you an example card for inspiration. And then towards the back of the book, you're invited to write out your reflections on using the deck. And then there are some extra pages in the back in case you need more space for writing your messages. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment as well. So on the back of the booklet, and I am going to read this to you. I intentionally chose, another intentional thing I did with this deck is I chose the symbol of the spiral. And the spiral has 3 dots going up and 3 dots coming down. So coming down representing Earth and our physical bodies, and going up representing spirit and connecting to our divine wisdom and guidance. So the spiral is a symbol for the journey inward. Deep within each of us is a source of infinite wisdom. We just have to take that first step towards learning the language of our soul and trusting in its wisdom so that we can fully awaken to the divine light within us and the interconnected web of all existence. That interconnected web of all existence is energy. We're all energetically connected. So let's take a moment to look at the cards now. It's so funny, this one was right on the top of the deck, and that's the first page that I showed you. I won't go through all of them, but I'm holding some of them up for you to see. Now, what these cards are is they are channeled artwork. They are channeled and encoded with light frequencies that are intended to trigger you into your intuition, into your personal meaning making, into your intuitive guidance, your divine wisdom, your divine light. That's what they're intended to do. So for folks that I know who have been using my deck, oftentimes they start using them and reading them intuitively. They are meant to evoke a response from you and your higher wisdom. So when I hold up a card, or when you look at a card, the question is, what does this card mean for you? How does it feel for you? How does it make you feel? I know some cards are more evocative than others. Some cards I've seen people have kind of a shock response to. That's okay. What does it mean for you? And when you're triggered into that meaning, when you're triggered into that feeling, how will you channel that into something you write down? So this is a combination of getting triggered by the images into your inner guidance and journaling. What it's inviting you to do is find stillness and time to reflect. And we know that in stillness and reflection, that is when we can calm and soothe the mental chatter that we all have and really take in what we're receiving from our higher guidance, from our higher wisdom, from our intuition. It's in those still moments. Meditation is a great example. This is like a meditation. And it's asking you to be still, to reflect, and to write about it. And then what happens? Something beautiful really happens. The next thing that happens once you've completed working through this booklet and the cards, and you start using the deck, is that beautiful wisdom of yours that you channeled, that you brought forward and made manifest on a page, will be reflected back at you. One of the things I like to think of being a mother, and it's another use case for this deck, is what a beautiful legacy this could be for my children. So not only will I benefit from this deck through my lifetime in using the deck after I've done the work and receiving my own guidance, but my children will have something. They'll have something in my voice to guide them when I've left the earthly plane. So it's kind of like a double gift. It's a gift for me, and it's a gift for my children. Just something to think about. So I recommend everyone does is to lay the cards out in front of you and just take them all in. Sit down on the floor. I'm a big floor sitter. I love to sit on the floor. So sit on the floor, spread out the cards, and take them all in. And I found that some of them will just jump right out at you. Some of them will say, oh, that feels like joy to me. Oh, that one feels like fear to me. Oh, that one feels like grief to me. Whatever your words are, they may just jump out at you. So the first step after laying the cards out and seeing if any jump out at you, if they do, write that down. Start with just writing the key word. So I'm going to go to the page, and at the top of each page above the pictures, above the images, is where you can write your keyword. Focus on that first. And then you can come back later and you can add some other things. So you may have gathered, I love quotes. I love Rumi. So when I'm completing the booklet, I might use some Rumi quotes here that help remind me of that feeling. So you can do that, or you can just fill it with keywords. Some of the decks just use keywords. So it can just be a string of keywords. And then your message to yourself. And I'm going to use this example kind of again. The message to yourself, write it as if you were giving guidance to one of your children or one of your dearest friends. Write your message as if you were giving guidance to someone you deeply love. That love will be reflected back to you when you read it later. And it will be all you. So sitting down, putting the cards out, seeing which ones jump out at you. Some may jump out at you right away. Some may not. Some may take some time, and that's okay. And then taking it slowly. There's no hurry here. There's no rush. Take your time with it. Spend a few minutes each day or when you can and work on one card at a time. There's not a race. This is not a race. This is for you. So take your time with it. I do recommend spending some time each day to find your stillness. And this is a way to help you with that, to guide you into that. So as I mentioned, some of the folks that I know who are using this deck already started using it intuitively. So I was hearing every day when I sit down with the deck and I pull a card, the meaning shifts. That's okay. Get used to it. Get familiar with it. Just pull a card every morning. See how it makes you feel. If that's how you want to start, there are no rules here. You get to follow your intuition on how to approach this deck and how to work with it. But then what's happened is as they've become familiar with the cards and they've worked with them, the meaning starts to solidify. How it makes them feel starts to solidify. And then they're ready for the writing exercise. Let me read the example card from the back of the book. It's in here somewhere. Here we go. So, the example card for inspiration. You do not have to follow this format. This is your deck, your wisdom. You get to do with it what you like. So, the card word is joy. And I assigned a card number of 12. 1 is new beginnings, 2 is balance. And when you add the 2 together, so with numerology, if you have a 2-digit number, you add them together and you reduce them down to a single digit. It reduces to 3. And 3 is a number of abundance and joy and creativity. So that's why I assigned it the number 12. The one-liner that I wrote for the example card is, I'm excited to find joy in my day. And the message is, I may not feel joyous every day, but I know I can find at least one thing, no matter how tiny of a thing, that can give me joy today. I may find this in the shining sun, a delicious piece of fruit, a smile from a stranger, a moment of gratitude from a work colleague, the completion of a task that I've delayed doing, or a moment of silence in a hectic day. When you receive this card, it is a reminder to seek the joy you wish to find in the world. Remember the joy in your day, no matter how tiny it seems. Remember the joyous moments and give thanks, either when it occurs or before you go to sleep at night. And then I also added an affirmation. I welcome joy in my life. Joy is precious, and I'm committed to acknowledging when it occurs. The more I practice, the more joy I will find in all of my days. So that's just an example. Again, there are no right or wrong ways to do this, but it is a beautiful gift that you will give to yourself by accepting this invitation. I'd like to walk you through a meditation, a very simple meditation. And this is in the guidebook as well, that will help you to get grounded and connect and open your channel. So let's get comfortable again. If you want to stand, stand. I would be standing if I wasn't trapped in here recording a video. So if you want to stand, I do invite you to stand. Otherwise, you can sit and just make sure your feet are firmly planted on the ground. And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to imagine that there are roots growing out from the bottoms of your feet, reaching down towards the earth, connecting with the earth, going through the soil, and connecting with that beautiful network of roots that we don't see, but we know is there beneath the ground. And I want you to plug your roots into those roots. And feel that connection. And I want, as you're connecting to those roots, to feel that connection and feel that energy. Feel that beautiful earth energy. And just as roots absorb nutrients and moisture from the soil, I want you to absorb beautiful earth energy through your roots and bring them up through your body. Bring them up through your feet, through your knees, through your root chakra. That's the base of your spine. Your sacral chakra. It's right around your navel. Your solar plexus chakra, right under your rib cage. Your heart chakra. Pulling that beautiful earth energy up through your throat chakra. That's at your throat point. Your ears. And your third eye. That spot that's right in the center and above both of your eyes. Your forehead. And your crown chakra. And now I want you to imagine a beautiful white light shining down upon you from the heavens. And I want you to pull that down through the crown of your head and feel that beautiful white light. And it's going to work its way down through all of your energetic systems, your chakras, your crown chakra, your third eye chakra, your ears, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus right underneath your rib cage, your navel chakra or sacral chakra, your root chakra at the base of your spine, your knees, and under your feet. And you're plugging that beautiful bright white light into the earth energy. And you can repeat after me, I am rooted, I am connected, and I bring this together through my heart center, and I shine it out for all to see, feel, and know. I am a clear and open channel, and I am ready to receive my own inner guidance and higher wisdom. How do you feel? I thank you all for being here so much. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Time is precious, I know. By working with this deck, you are giving yourself a beautiful gift. What does this card mean for you? How does it make you feel? Thank you so much, beautiful. Thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you today. And I wish you a beautiful rest of your day or evening. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. And I love to say, it's one of my favorite sayings, Namaste. Loosely translated, the light in me honors the light in you.